What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is what not to do in the USA. 8 don'ts when visiting the United States of America.
I feel like we've done quite a few of these kind of videos.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if there's
Not for a
anything new.
while though.
No,
Don'ts
I
for
feel
a
like
long
they were
time.
like at the start when we first
Yeah,
well,
but
like,
this is
when we came on.
perfect because we're going to.
Yeah, but I feel like saying like the United States is like
It definitely is a bit general.
yeah.
But I suppose maybe
You know,
leave
like
the
that,
big
is
one.
it Walter's World that does like the don'ts of visiting Florida, the don'ts of visiting? I think it's Walter's World, isn't it?
Yeah, he did. He did don'ts of visiting America, but then he also did don'ts of doing
individual, like New
South,
York and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting to see if it's generalised, if it.
I'm assuming it's
Or
generalised.
unless it's, it does relate to all the states.
Yeah, definitely. Smash that button. You can let us know in the comments below. We'll have our opinions on it.
We have been to America and we are going to America.
Yeah, we're going to America.
Be interesting to see if we've done them.
Yeah, definitely.
Or now we know not to do them.
Yeah, exactly. Smash that button, guys. Smash subscribe button. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get into it. What have we got?
Hey guys, France may be the top tourist destination in the world with almost 90 million tourists a year.
Really?
But the US is
I didn't
not
know
that
that.
far behind with around
Really?
77
Yeah,
million.
so that's kind of thrown me off. I would not have guessed France was like the most visited
I
country.
thought America way over France.
I guess Paris.
But I
is very
guess
visited
Paris
a
is
lot.
very popular, and I think people from Europe go to France.
Yeah,
people from America
Disneyland.
go to France.
Yeah, Europe.
I think
Disneyland,
Paris
maybe.
brings that in.
I just said US is more though. That's
I
quite shocking
thought
to me.
people were going to Florida, like New York, California, all those big states.
Yeah, that shocked me.
Million tourists a year. So it's safe to say there are a lot of non-Americans who will be visiting the land of cheeseburgers. So with the summer coming up, and as an American, which I feel like that pretty much makes me an expert on the subject, I thought it was a perfect time to do a what not to do video and give you some tips of things.
So does she live in France now?
I don't
Was
know.
that the relation?
I guess so, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Shy away
The links in
from
the description. Let us know if you know it.
visiting good old America. Don't forget to like the video, please subscribe to my channel, and of course leave your comments below. Little spoiler alert, I had so many tips that I will absolutely do a part 2 at some point. So if you think there's something major I left out of this video, don't hesitate to leave it below so that I make sure it gets into the second one. All right, let's go. Most people don't like strangers getting too close to them, which seems kind of logical. It creeps out everybody. However, in the US, where we already love things that are massive,
That's mad. That's for what? I
we
can't
also love our massive.
That's not a typical portion, no.
No, it's not.
Two burgers. And
Don't be wrong.
Yeah.
But it is
It's
massive.
big,
portion.
but not like 3 burgers, 2 portions of fries.
Yeah,
surely.
the personal space one for us will be easy because in the UK, I'm pretty sure we give everyone personal space.
Yeah, I can't like my personal space.
But it
as
is
well.
very, I get it's very European to be up like close, kissing
And think
cheeks
like
and
kissing,
stuff like
hugging,
that.
and all that.
Yeah, that is very European,
but
but
we're very much
like the US on
we
that.
like our personal space.
Definitely.
Massive personal space bubble. So everyone has, a space that feels personal to them, but scientists have proven that in the US, we not only have a space that is much larger compared to our counterparts in France and Western Europe, but also Americans have a very low tolerance for people invading that
Fair
space.
play.
So don't start off your vacation
if you don't
with
want
an
them to, you don't want
expensive
them
trip to the hospital because you unknowingly stood too close to somebody on an empty subway. Just take my advice, and any randos that you might meet along the way, be standing next to in line, just keep a 1 meter distance.
Okay.
And you'll be
Makes
fine.
sense.
Yeah.
Guys, don't insult the US. It is so not worth it. Even the Americans who understand where you're coming from are gonna be super patriotic.
I mean, we love patriotism.
Yeah.
It's awesome. The insult thing,
I
don't
feel
insult
like
anywhere.
you shouldn't insult if you're visiting, especially if you're visiting. I don't
Yeah.
think you should insult.
Respect the
If
culture.
someone came to
respect what it
Jersey and
is.
started insulting it, I'd be like, "Why are you here?"
Yeah, exactly. Why'd you come?
Yeah,
No,
it seems
definitely.
pointless.
But the patriot
love it.
thing, we absolutely love.
We're just a much more patriotic population than France, and we don't have the same
must be
debate
from France.
culture.
Yeah.
So you're
In
not
France.
really gonna come off as like funny and witty. Most people are just gonna think you're a total arse.
Probably.
And if you make the mistake of doing it like in a bar, when people are tipsy, in the South, like Texas, don't say I didn't warn you. It's not gonna go over well. So just stay away from that subject. It's a bit like the family. Like, I can criticize my family, but I don't want to hear you criticizing them. That's kind of US
Yeah,
in a general
I kinda get that.
nutshell, so just stay away. All right, all you lovers heading to the US on vacation, please keep your tongues to yourself. In France, you'll often see people smooching, couples laying on the grass, rolling around together, putting on lots of public displays.
When you said keep your tongues to yourself, I was like, people go on licking people. I was trying to really,
No,
I'm
I'm
really
guessing
confused.
it's like kissing in public, I think.
Oh, okay, that's quite surprising.
See
as long as
that
it's not
one.
excessive.
Yeah, I feel like if it's not excessive, I feel like I don't feel like you have the right to tell people that.
Yeah.
Like,
If
do
it's
you know what I
excessive,
mean?
it's obviously a
Like,
thing.
if it's like in England, I don't want to see people like sitting there making out.
Yeah.
But
The odd kiss here and
one,
there.
I don't care. Like, if
True.
you do, like, yeah, whatever.
I just stop looking.
Exactly, just don't look. And two, like, I feel like sitting there, like, holding hands or laying, if you're having a picnic and you're cuddling, I don't think that's...
Let us know what you guys think about it in the comments
That
below.
doesn't offend me, anyway.
Displays of affection for anybody who happens to walk by and see. That's really not the case in the US. We are so prude. And I know, we love violence and guns. However, we find it weird to talk about sex. I think it's kind of bizarre, but it is
Let us know
the
what you
truth.
think about it in the comments below.
So just kind of tone down the public displays of affection that you're used to in France. We're totally okay with hand holding, like closed mouth kissing here and there, a little butt grab, you know, you can do the cheeky butt grab and it's okay. But save the rest for the hotel room. I mean, no one's gonna arrest you if all your clothes are on, but you're gonna get a lot of like parents glaring at you while they cover their kids' eyes, or old ladies on the bench giving you the side eye, so...
Yeah, if it's extreme, I
If
get
it's extreme, I feel like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually illegal in Washington State to skip the line, to cut the line in front of everyone to grab the ferry.
I mean,
you get fined.
It's just about being respectful in it. It does matter when people do that.
That's not even just a USA thing. I feel like that is just a worldwide
Yeah,
thing.
if people feel entitled to do that, it's like, really?
I hate it.
We're all the same.
I hate it. People do that, and it's like, oh, I'm just, and I'm like, you're not.
Yeah, like,
You're
we're all
not.
the same.
It's like someone today. I went to a shop, and I was clearly like the front of the line, like second, like the first person that hadn't had their shopping on the belt.
Yeah.
And they opened up another till. And obviously, I had the baby with me and everything, and this lady literally just
Straight.
behind me. The lady behind me. She didn't even say. Usually, I'd be like, "Are you gonna?" Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just rude, I think.
It definitely is.
Fined for it. I know in France you're more about bending the rules and interpreting things as you see fit, and kind of saying like, okay, I'm running late. It's not a big deal. I'll piss everyone off, but who cares? That just doesn't fly in the US. We generally tend to be a population that follow the rules, and we take it pretty offensive if you break the rules, especially when it impacts us.
Yeah, it's just rude, isn't it?
I would just recommend when you see a line, just get in the back of the line and kindly wait your turn. Otherwise, I think you risk to have some pretty aggressive arguments with the people that you're cutting in front of. The US does not mess around when it comes to IDs. You'll see signs everywhere that say, we card if you look under 65, which pretty much means if you don't look like someone's grandparent, they're gonna ask you for ID when you buy alcohol, when you're getting cigarettes, if you wanna go into a club. Extra tip, if you're buying alcohol, for example, and you bring a friend with, even if they're not paying or grabbing the alcohol.
We have it in the UK.
Same in
annoying.
the UK.
Because you get ID'd all the time. I'll go all the time and I won't have my
I
ID
don't get
on me.
ID'd anymore. I think
not
my
as
engagement
often.
ring helps, and
Yeah.
I think having a baby helps.
But it used to be like, I'd go all the time. If I grab some beers, it's fine. But if you women would get ID'd, and a lot of the time I've just left my ID at home.
Have to,
And it's like, oh,
both have
seriously?
you have to both have to show ID.
Yeah, it's the same over here.
The cashier can still ask for their ID as well. And if they can't prove they're of age, they won't sell to you. So honestly, when you leave the house, no matter what you're doing, just make sure that like your entire crew and the dog has an ID. Public transportation in the US, like trains and buses, is an absolute joke. Like seriously nothing compared to what you have in France and in Europe.
I mean, it was on our myths video yesterday, wasn't it? So
Yeah,
let
I
us
feel
know on
like
that.
it depends on what stats.
Depends where you go.
Yeah, because I think people in New York would say the subways are pretty great.
Yeah,
So
again,
I don't think that's a general.
let us know comments on that one.
Yeah, I don't think you can generalise with that one.
I ain't had lunch yet and that's making me very hungry.
Kind of really Domino's.
For what? Oh, for
Check out the
Thanks.
Netflix comedy skit
I got distracted by the Domino's. My mind reset, and I was like, obviously waiting time for what? The queues? Obviously, for public transport. Okay.
that I put in the description below. It's mind-blowing, and it explains why public transportation, or at least some of the reasons why public transportation is so terrible in the US. And shocker, it's mainly related to rich old white men wanting to make more money. But
Oh, wow.
anyways, if you aren't in cities like Washington, D.C., Seattle, Boston, Chicago, New York, San Fran, honestly, it's just not worth it. You shouldn't depend on public transportation.
Okay, so it
Just
depends
rent a
where you
car.
go.
Well, that's
Most
helpful because we're going to San Francisco.
Yeah, true.
Americans drive anyway, so it'll be like the real American experience. If you do decide to rent that car, please brush up on the rules of the road in the US. It is not quite the same as in France. We don't have the same priority to the right. You know,
Yeah,
sometimes the
different
stoplights are
rules,
after
isn't
the
it?
intersection instead of before the intersection. Just, you might end up in an accident if you don't, or pissing someone off who has major road rage.
Yeah, you've got to be careful, aren't you? Definitely.
Also, I would not recommend engaging in road rage. US drivers can be really aggressive. It's not worth it, especially not when you're on vacation trying to have a good time.
Yeah, true.
So
It's not
they
worth the
say,
stress.
Stay calm, keep these fingers down, and watch out if you're in Miami because they are known for being the most aggressive drivers
Oh, wow.
in the US.
Wow.
Finally,
Okay,
don't expect
interesting to know.
sit at a restaurant for hours in the same way that you could in France, especially if you're not ordering food.
Okay.
I know you can,
They
have
want you
a
out.
3-hour
Yeah.
lunch in France, or you can order an espresso and sit in a cafe for 3 hours without ordering anything else, but it's not necessarily the same in the US. Any dinner at a restaurant over an hour long is considered long for Americans.
Oh, wow.
In the US, it's all about churning tables, and they want you in that restaurant to eat, and they want to get you out
Your
as quickly
purpose
as
is to
they
eat
can.
there.
Feel free to stay if you're ordering more food and more drinks, but as soon as that slows down, the waitress will politely bring you your bill and expect to get her tip
Oh,
and
they'll
get
bring
paid
you the
and get
bill.
you out of
Okay.
there.
Like, we'd normally have to ask for a bill, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Like, most of the time, after like a couple of hours, we're like, oh, can we get the bill, please? That was it. Enjoy that?
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. There may be part 2. Let us know if you want to check that out.
Yeah.
Let us know some others in the comments below. All of them were self-explanatory and I think common sense.
Yeah, I think they're for the rest, like for a lot of the world.
Yeah, definitely. Smash that like button, guys. Smash that subscribe button. Something different though. It won't just tip. Make sure you tip and stuff out, which we know
Yeah.
we've got to do now. And yeah, what should we do?
Have a fantastic day.
And we'll see you legends in the next one. Peace.